It's December 2022, and oil prices have fallen to the lowest level this year, hitting $72, giving back all of the gains since Russia's invasion of Ukraine exacerbated the worst global energy supply crisis in decades. The world's most actively traded commodity surged to nearly $140 a barrel in March, close to an all-time record, following the launch of what Moscow called a special operation in Ukraine. The market's been steadily declining ever since, as economists brace for weakened global growth. To understand what's going on, let me first introduce you to OPEC, which is the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. They're a group of 13 oil-exporting nations who have joined forces to ensure oil prices are stabilized throughout the international market without major fluctuations. A group of some of the world's most powerful oil producers agreed to impose deep output cuts, seeking to spur a recovery in crude prices, despite calls from the U.S. to pump more to help the global economy. OPEC decided at their first face-to-face gathering in Vienna since 2020 to reduce production by 2 million barrels per day from November. The move represents a major reversal in production policy for the alliance, which slashed output by a record 10 million barrels per day in early 2020, when demand plummeted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But that's not the only factor here. Let's talk about Russia. Following the aftermath of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the market expected a significant increase in demand for Russian oil from other sources, as Europe and many Western countries declared a price cap and started to move off Russian oil. This led to the United States picking up the slack, and we saw an increase in exports out of the country of 11.7 million barrels of crude oil and petroleum products. But what's going to happen in 2023? Well, Jeff Currie, global head of commodities research at Goldman Sachs, believes prices will rise above $150 a barrel in 2023. He and many others support the view that markets are being rebalanced. Why? Well, this is because China has been locked down, and therefore demand for oil fell. With a huge supply gap, we've seen oil prices start to fall. What happens when China, the largest commodity consumer in the world and largest oil imported in the world, starts to open up and push up demand? It's likely going to tighten markets and put a lot of upward pressure on prices. Essentially, you have the largest commodity consumer in the world in hibernation over the course of the last year, and that's been hiding a lot of underinvestment. It's probable that one of two events will dictate higher oil prices in 2023. Either we see Russian oil supply dwindle, or we see increased demand from China emerging from zero COVID policies. Both cases, however, will push oil back into a deficit position, meaning oil inventories being diminished at a faster pace than they're being replaced, pushing up the price of oil. As inventories fall, the next period of deficit is much more price positive, as the buffer of protection's reduced. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.